Well, good morning, everyone. Really appreciate you being here. We were very happy with the win, and again, I mentioned this after the game, but unbelievable atmosphere. And I want to tip my hat and say thank you. I know the players are very, very appreciative of all the efforts for the game. Our game day experience here continues to just give us a home field advantage, and it was electric and loud. We have trouble communicating at home. That's a good thing. And we just, again, the players are very, very appreciative. On the game, coming out of the game, from what I understand from Sarah, Miles Cross has been named MAC East Offensive Player of the Week, which is obviously very deserving. And his performance, I really didn't realize the catch. It'd be the second one, I believe. Was a one-handed catch. I couldn't see it from the sideline. Didn't know until I watched the film. Wow, unbelievable. I thought he went up with two and, toe tapped it, and I couldn't see. I just looked at the official and his hands went right up. And I mean, they review all touchdowns, but there's a great catch, but very happy for Miles. And just overall happy with the win. Moving on to this next week, it'll be our third homecoming in a row, and playing a traditional powerhouse in NIU. Let's see, I'm trying to think. We were there in 2019, I think, in a heck of a game. They probably, not probably, they return more experience than we do. Probably on both sides of the football, particularly in offense. It'll be very challenging for us defensively to simulate what we're going to see in the game as far as their physical outfit up front. Again, the wealth of experience. They play three tackles a lot. Running back's very talented. The quarterback, Lombardi kid, is he's been there a long time, and he transferred in from Michigan State in 17, I think. So he's, he comes from a very long line of, his granddad was a great coach, dad, and he's got to be a coach on the field as much as old as he is. But they've really kind of got on track offensively, particularly the last couple of weeks against Toledo and then against Akron. Defensively, their defense the front seven mirrors their offensive style. You can just see, their practices, they got to be together because their defense is going against their offense, which is a really physical outfit, which I think shows on their defense. Their front seven's very talented. Two really good inside guys. And the one safety, really, really good in the back end. I forget his name. My apologies. So it's a MAC East game versus a MAC West side, and we're going to go up there, and it should be a whale of a game. So with me saying that, I'll open up for questions.
Aiden Crowley with WOUB. You mentioned the running game that Northern Illinois has, but just looking at last week, Brown 280 yards and 4 touchdowns against Akron. What are you guys going to have to do to kind of slow that down in order to impose your guys' own will like you have been so far?
We're going to have to continue to be strong and limit the running game. There's no way you're going to shut these guys down. It's going to be a huge challenge. The communication piece, hold your gaps, tackle well, and continue to run to the football and gang tackle because that kid's he's going to break some tackles. So our pursuit's got to be spot on. The communication piece with their different looks and formations, a lot of unbalanced stuff. When you got 3 tackles in the game, you don't know who the fifth guy's going to be. There's a fair amount of shifting. So they get, show one thing, shift to another formation, get the ball snapped. What gap do I have? And their offensive line is probably the best I've seen, maybe in my time here, to be honest with you. Our 2018 unit with Joe and Joe, pretty talented. These guys are physical now. And the problem is the vertical distortion right now. So, the linebackers are going to have guys in their lap at times, and they can't. It's hard to find the ball, and it's just hard to simulate some of this stuff. The physicality, you basically have to go live and practice to do it. Okay, which hey, we're not going to do it. We're not doing it. We're gonna do what we do, and we do work on tackling every day, but it's not live. We don't take them to the ground. So the simulation piece of it, and then the scout team guys, it's hard to demonstrate the vertical distortion that I just described. So to give those linebackers somebody, they don't see it until the game, and then of course of last year's game film, and that's where a lot of these bullet points are coming from, watching the game from a year ago. So again, we got to contain it, and then offensively we're gonna have to score some points. And I'm going to say keep away, because our key word for offense is balance. But we're gonna have to play an Iowa State type of game, flawless as far as the data stuff, the turnovers and the 12%. We're gonna have to be solid in those areas for sure.
Messenger, and then kind of flipping that question on the other side. It was a great day overall for you guys offensively, but still in the run game. Aside from Parker's long run, the longest run for you guys was still only 11 yards. You had 3 runners average less than 3 yards a carry. So going against a Northern Illinois team that's allowing almost 170 a game, what do you guys have to do so well in the run game to kind of get out of this?
The running game is a concern. Just for all the things that you just said. We've got to be balanced, but the running piece of it it makes playing quarterback easier. And Curtis is really talented, but the shots down the field are our play action stuff. Well, when you play action, you want guys stepping up and not dropping. And so that's where it's a concern as far as our ability. You take Parker's run out of the data, and we're just a little over 100 yards in that game, and I think Kent's got a good front seven. Time will tell, as they get going in MAC play, how it finishes up. But I think there's enough things in there that we can build off of in the running game. We got to continue to. I think rotate CA and O'Shawn, keep a fresh guy in there so they can get through some arm tackles. When it's not as clean as you want. I think we can block a little bit better on the perimeter too from the wideouts. They're willing, but we got to hold our point a little bit better. Curtis pulled the ball with a time or two, or at least in one of those. We got to hold our point better on the perimeter, which will help. So it's a really good question, and it'll be important for us to establish a running game. It's going to be windy up there, which we played at Bowling Green, and we're going to have to establish a running game for sure.
Bobby Corbett with the Post. You mentioned how it's the 3rd straight homecoming game you guys are playing in. How difficult is it to, 5-game winning streak, kind of balance emotions of playing in a big game every week?
Yeah, really, to be honest with you, it's where the success that we've had last year and where we are now. That's what it is, and I think the guys have earned it. And it's whether it's homecoming or not. I think that's just everybody's kind of got this game circled, and that's what it is. We're gonna accept it and play our best. We don't. I know I opened up with our 3rd homecoming, and it's not that we talk about it to our guys, but we anticipate electric, excited crowd that's hostile, just like we got at FAU, just like we got it at Bowling Green, and our guys are going to hopefully learn from those 2 experiences and be able to get on the road and get another MAC win.
Coach, you mentioned the physicality on the offensive line, and then your defensive line, obviously, the amount of bodies you're able to throw in waves. How important is that going to be on Saturday to keep guys fresh in the interior?
I hope that continues. I'm really excited. I think I've said it every week. We continue to play double-digit D linemen, and Bradley Weaver's coming off his best game probably as a Bobcat. against Kent, and I'm very excited where he's trending as far as helping defensive unit. I did a fair amount of talking about their offensive line, which is warranted. And it's, like I said, going to be the best one we've seen all year, including Iowa State. But I will say this: our D line, it's going to be the best D line they've seen all year. I don't know if Thomas is going to say that, but Tim Alvin will say it, and that's what I feel. We got it. They're talented, and they're going to be tested, and should be a well of a matchup.
You kind of brought up in your opening statements a little bit about Northern Illinois, but I don't know how much film you've watched for their past couple games, but 33 points and could have beaten Toledo, go and put 55 on Akron last week. Just what are they able to do so well on the offensive side of the ball?
I think they've gotten better each week. Again, they beat Boston College on the road. Tulsa's got a good football team, which was a tight ball game. They had played their in-state rival. I'm not sure how close the campuses are, but it's a rival game. I know the FCS piece of that, but you throw that out. So they've been basically in every game. And then, like you said, these last two, they had they're all three phases. Their experience that I talked about in my opening statement is showing. And so their staff's done a great job. They've got them playing their best come conference time. As you've heard me say multiple times, I want our guys playing our best come Bowling Green. And they certainly have their team playing the best come league conference time. I mean, Toledo's the defending champion in our league, and they had a chance to win the game. They're probably just a player or two away from doing that. So.
And then, Coach, obviously the travel aspect of it, Northern Illinois is probably going to be one of your furthest travel to that in Buffalo. How much does that play a factor into that?
Well, to be honest with you, we're looking forward to it. It's a short flight. We went 4.5 hours to San Diego and 3 hours to FAU. So we're going to be yawning on the plane, again, the travel piece of it, it's about a mindset. Our guys are going to have to handle it. To your point, I will say there's a little bit of a bus ride, with hotels and things like that. That'll be a little bit different, but we got enough experience. Our guys will be okay.
I guess just to follow up on that, the Frank piece coming with you guys the past couple weeks, is that making the trip?
It better. Those are the EQ guys better, Yeah, I hope so.